Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the Celtic Forever podcast post-match reaction for Celtic against Rangers. Rangers 3, Celtic 3 it finished, John. It was some game, to be fair, but this game of two halves came back to bite us, didn't it? A game of two halves yet again. Outstanding in the first half, and we basically never showed up in the second half.
Aye, that's it, isn't it? I'm not happy with that at all. Just didn't enjoy it at all. It was first half. I thought Celtic should have been 6-0 up. Should have been going in at half time 6-0 up. Simple as that. They need to stop missing these sitters. They should have been put to bed, and that was the game finished at half time. Maeda misses a sitter. O'Reilly misses a sitter, and their keeper was pulling off some saves as well.
Yeah, I think Kyogo missed quite a clear-cut chance as well. That would have buried the game at half-time. You're right, yeah, but let's go through it, John. And before we move on, every one of these players we mentioned that Rangers had injured, John, in the last podcast we mentioned, I think there was 8. Every one of them played, and we were right, because we said that was going to happen, didn't we?
No, we knew it was going to happen. They've been doing it for years, so they're all injured. We know they're no injured. Why are you saying it? It's not even worth, no you. I don't mean why you're saying it. I mean, why are they saying it? It's not worth even saying it, because we know they're liars. They just lie. Every time there's a big game coming up, they just lie about injuries. Every single time. They've been doing it since I was away, and that's a long time ago.
Yeah, every single one of them, John. All 8 played. All 8 that they said were injured or a doubt for the game either started the game or came on as a substitute, but we knew that was going to happen anyway. So anyway, we'll get into the game. The usual toxic atmosphere at Ibrox, the usual, but the Celtic players totally blanked that out, didn't they? So we get into the game, and what a start, John. 24 seconds gone. A long ball for Big Joe Hart. Breaks to Maeda. Breaks to, what's his name, Tavernier in the box. He's dilly-dallying on the ball. Big young Maeda jumps in front of him, and a sort of deflected shot went into the back of the net past their goalkeeper. Makes it 1-0 after 24 seconds.
You call it deflected, I call it smashed in.
Yeah.
That was deflected, wasn't it? It was, I think Tavernier's kicked it off of Daizen's shin pad, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Now, it looked like that. It was a funny one, wasn't it? But he wasn't expecting it. You think he'd be used to Maeda by now, but he wasn't expecting him to be there. He's nipped in front of him. I think he's deflected it off Maeda, or vice versa, into the back of the net. Anyway, John, past Butland and goal, 1-0 to Celtic. An outstanding start for us after less than half a minute.
Aye, I'd even took my first sip of my coffee, and it was in the net. So, come on here, what's going on?
Yeah, so a great start, brilliant start. So 1-0 up, and we're passing that ball about beautifully, John. But I noticed yet again, the same as every other game this season, no matter who Celtic are playing, soft free kicks yet again. It's, that was in the 17th minute. I jotted down 5 very soft free kicks given to Rangers for practically nothing, really.
Aye, Celtic players. I mean, this has been going on all season. Celtic players getting punished for nothing, really. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Mm-hmm. So, look, it was just a sign of things to come. We were both concerned, as was every Celtic fan, about this Beaton in charge of that game. And it proved to be right. He's booked 3 Celtic players in the first half for nothing.
Yeah, we're going to get to each individual booking, John. Let's move on. Beaton was a disgrace today again, honestly. So, right away, 20th minute, John Kuhn, yellow card, first foul in the match, very, very soft. Hardly touches the player, but he's booked. It wasn't even a pull back, was it? He touches his t-shirt and the boy falls to the ground, and he's got a yellow card. So that was a sign of things to come, wasn't it? That very soft yellow for Kuhn.
I've seen Beaton pointing there, and there, as if he's had 3 incidents. I've never seen any incidents with Kuhn. I don't remember ever seeing any instance thinking if he's lucky to get away with that, it should be a free kick or whatever. He just gave him a yellow card for nothing.
Yes, yeah.
It's no yellow card. It's no yellow card. So why is this guy doing this to Celtic? Well, we know why he's doing it, but look, I don't know. The guy just sickens me, Xander. Just sickens me.
Yeah, and then the resulting free kick, John, is it's a punt into the box, leads to a corner. The corner leads to Connor Goldson, a header just over the bar. So all these wee tippy-tappy free kicks that just allows Rangers to punt the ball into the box.
That's the first I've really noticed how much a long ball team they actually are, by the way.
Yeah. I'd say about 80% of the play is a long ball with Rangers.
They're a poor team, by the way. I do not know how they're so close to us in that. Well, I do know how they're so close to us in the league. It's their own doing, isn't it? Get beat with Hearts twice, Kilmarnock and all that stuff. It's their own doing. We shouldn't be getting beat with teams like that. Then again, it's no Celtic's fault. Most of their team's been out injured. But they shouldn't be anywhere near Celtic in the league's under. They're a terrible team.
Yeah, they're really poor, and they came out of that game with a draw, which was really unbelievable. But we will get to that, John. We'll get to these terrible decisions very soon. So then there's that chance you said about Maeda, John. There's nobody near him, John. He hits it right at Butland. He could have hit it to the left. He could have hit it to the right. And Maeda hits it right at Butland. I'd put that down to a sitter for a player like Maeda.
And Maeda's known for missing sitters, though, isn't he? But aye, he's got to do better there, isn't he? He's hit it right at him.
Mm-hmm.
Butland diving as if it's a world class save, but he's hit it right at him.
Yeah.
He could have put it, just slipped it into the near post.
Yeah,
Simple.
near post or far post, yeah. It was nobody near him. He had all the time in the world. But, you know, we're still cruising. We're still playing lovely football. Then 30 seconds later, Rio has a shot 20 yards out, and that's just wide as well. So we really are peppering the goal with chances, John. And then we get another yellow card. It's unbelievable. It's sorry. Just before that, John, there's a hack. There's a hack on Rio Hatate. I don't know if you saw this one. Just basically hacks Rio Hatate. The player doesn't get spoken to. Can't remember who it was. One of their players, I think it was Lundstrom, doesn't get spoken to. But just a couple of minutes before that, you've got Kuhn on a yellow for absolute nothing. Where's the consistency?
Well, Celtic players are getting hacked and their players aren't getting touched. But Celtic players are getting yellow cards.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I was watching the day, John. Even though we were cruising, we want fairness across the board. That's all we're looking for. And then there's that chance. Sorry, I was going to mention there, John, was O'Reilly, the header. That was a good save for Jack Butland. Powerful header for Matt. He puts it into the top right, but Butland gets to it, and it's a good save and a good header.
I think O'Reilly's going to be doing better. I think he's going to put it either side of the keeper. I think it's right at him, Xander. It's a good save, don't get me wrong. It is a good save. And it is a good header as well for Big Matt O'Reilly. Don't get me wrong there as well. But I think he's going to be doing better. I think he's going to be putting that away for the keeper, Xander. There's nobody near him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely cruise control, John, in the first half. 34th minute, we get the goal. The second goal, penalty. Clear handball as you like. Don't know how Beaton missed it, but he did, so it went to VAR. We got the penalty. And a wee Penenka for Matt O'Reilly right in the middle, John, wee chip. Goalkeeper nowhere near it, pitches 2-0 up. And at this point, you're thinking it's looking good for the 3 points.
All right, back to the Ruttles, are we? Looking good.
No, at this point, aye, but no later on in the game. But no, it was looking good, wasn't it? We were playing some outstanding football in that first half.
I thought Celtic were fantastic in the first half.
Yeah.
Really do. I really thought we should have been maybe 5-6 nothing up at half time. But nice penalty for Matt O'Reilly. He took it well, didn't he? That's confidence for you, the wee Penenka.
Yeah.
But yeah. I never looked at Matt O'Reilly as the kind of player that was oozing in confidence right now, did you?
No, he played well, Matt, the day, actually. Well, apart from the second half, where every player dropped off, but the first half, it was unplayable. But that put us 2-0 up, John. Loving it at this point. Then Johnston, John, this player of theirs, I don't even know who he is. I don't know where they got him for this diving cheat that they've got in their team, you know. Silver. Is it Silver? I think it's Silver, isn't it?
Well, that's the guy Celtic were linked with. And they chose Rangers because they were the bigger team, the better team.
Dear, John. The dive to get Alistair Johnston booked in the 40th minute. Johnston just gets walks away and basically laughs at the decision. Another yellow card for nothing.
The whole game I was laughing at that guy.
Another yellow for nothing, John. It's this cheat who we'll get into later on, getting a professional player booked for absolutely nothing. So Johnston just basically laughs in this guy's face, this Silver's face, but receives the yellow card anyway.
Aye. That guy was doing, anytime anybody touched him, he was rolling about. How many rolls was he doing? More rolls than Greg's. It was just, every time a player went near him, he just fell and rolled about the ground as if he'd been shot. Rolling about, actual rolls, like I'll go 4 to the left and 5 to the right, and then I'll roll after going to the touchline. And what's this guy all about? Nobody's touched him.
It's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing what I was watching with this guy today. But let's round off this first half, John. We'll do this quickly today. 44th minute, a save for Joe Hart kept us at 2-0. Half-time whistle goes, John. And at this point, I'm thinking, we're cruising. We're cruising. I wasn't expecting a game of two halves at this point, were you?
Nah, well, I've always said this season Celtic's had a good half and a bad half, so I was expecting maybe not quite a flamboyant second half, and I was right. It's always the same. You can predict it with Celtic. They either start good in the first half, have a good first half and a bad second, or vice versa. And look, the penalty wasn't a penalty. I don't care what anybody says. Any Rangers fans listening, that was a dive. And that's gave them all the confidence they needed to get back into that game. Gets the fans behind them, gets the stadium behind them. It's not a penalty. It's as simple as that. We've been cheated.
Yeah, that was a turning point. We'll get to that in a wee second, John. Second half kicks off. Hatate has another lovely wee shot for 20 yards out yet again. That one was just wide. So we started the second half not too bad. But then there was another assault on a Celtic player, or hack, if you like. Maybe assault's too strong a word, but a hack on Carter Vickers. And another hard foul on a Celtic player, and nothing given, John. No yellow. And I keep going back to these Alistair Johnston yellows and the Nicholas Kuhn yellows. And by the way, that yellow card on Nicholas Kuhn totally took him out of the game because he couldn't make another tackle. Johnston went on to have a decent game, I thought, but that was 2 yellow cards. This was the third one. This was another tackle on a Celtic player, John, and no yellow given.
No, was Mattarelli no booked as well?
Mattarelli was booked in the 42nd minute. I forgot to mention that, John. So that was 3 players booked. Yeah, you're right. And this was another hard tackle on a Celtic player. And the player's not even spoken to. It's as if he's watching one team, this referee.
Well, he is watching one team as a Rangers fan. So he is. That's exactly what he's doing. He's watching one team. He's wanting his boyhood heroes to win. He's booking Celtic players for nothing. Their players are hacking into Celtic players and just walking away from it.
I know.
Why is this guy getting offered these games? It shouldn't be anywhere near a derby match.
Yeah, I know. It was some dive, wasn't it, to win the penalty? What a dive! I mean, everybody could see right away it was a dive. The referee said it was a dive. Booked him for diving. Actually, booked him for diving as well, and then changed his mind. An absolute disgrace, John. Disgraceful decision yet again. But as you say, there's no shock there, is there? We knew Beaton was going to have this performance. He should never have been given a Rangers against Celtic game. Never.
This Silva guy. What is that meant to be? Seriously? That's a disgrace to football, that's under that guy. That's just a total disgrace to football. Not just because of the penalty dive. I'm talking about for his overall play in the first half as well. The rolling about he was doing. I was actually laughing at the guy. It's like, what is this they've signed? You know what I mean? It looked like a bit of the equipment for the groundsman. Something to flatten the grass. No, I mean, he just rolled. He spent about half of that first half rolling about in the grass. He's a disgrace to football.
It was quite funny. He's a boy with absolutely no football talent whatsoever. But he's won the penalty and it brings it back to 2-1 anyway, John. So that's we move on. Although it's hard to move on after watching that. Into then they scored the equaliser. They scored an equaliser, John. But obviously it's a clear foul on Iwata in the midfield. Why the game was allowed to play on after that clear foul, I'll never know. But that had to go to VAR as well, John. Another one Beaton, didn't he? So the goal gets chopped off. It remains 2-1 to Celtic. A clear foul on Iwata, John.
Aye. That is a foul, but it gets chopped off, so correct decision.
Yeah. Having to go to VAR when it shouldn't have went to VAR. It should have been pulled back at the point of impact. Then this toxic atmosphere at Ibrox, John. Objects getting thrown into the Celtic dugout. The managers and the players in that dugout there. Objects getting thrown in. Police have to get involved. What is going on here? Why has this been allowed to happen? Where's the stewards? Why has this been allowed to happen? Objects getting thrown at opposite managers and players.
No, it happens every time Celtic go there, doesn't it? Happens every time any team goes to that grund's under. I've seen it. I've seen all the videos on YouTube, Motherwell and all that. Their fans getting bottles thrown at them and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We shouldn't be allowing them into Celtic Park. Just keep the fans at 0-0. Keep their fans out of Celtic Park. Don't want them anywhere near it. They can't behave themselves. I'm not saying they're all like that, because I'd be lying if that was the case.
Mm-hmm.
No, all Rangers fans are like that, throwing stuff at players and all that.
Yeah.
They can't be trusted. They can't be trusted. You can't go launching stuff into the Celtic. It's just not right. It's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens every time we go there. They're launching stuff into the dugouts all the time. Launching things into the goalmouth, Joe Hart, the broken bottles, throwing vapes at Celtic players, batteries, all sorts of stuff. And it can't be stamped out. You can't stamp that out.
Yeah, no, you can't stamp it out. Yes, but there should have been at least some stewards anyway. So the police got involved anyway, John. They had to surround the touchline where the Celtic manager is and the area. So we move on, John. Another hack on Rio, and yet another. This boy's just back for injury, remember? Another hack on Rio. No yellow, no player spoken to. Yet again, we're going to get used to this. We're not getting the chance to play the football we want to play in this second half. But we didn't really come out the traps anyway. But it's another foul on a Celtic player and nothing given.
Rio Hatate was a target for Celtic for them a day. He clearly was. I don't know how many times Rio get hacked today.
Mm-hmm.
And they know he's a fantastic player, and they're trying to get him out of that game. Was it no Lundstrom that hacked him at Celtic Park last season? And he had to get stretcher daft or something. No stretcher daft, but carry daft.
Yeah. It was that he's obviously he's been given special attention the other day, Rio, but he did play well, Rio, anyway. But that was two serious tackles on him, John, and no action given in both occasions. We'll move on. 69th minute, couple of substitutes. Ida on, Kyogo off. Then we get another yellow card, John. You go to hit this. Another yellow card. This one for Maeda, John. A slight clip, maybe a slight brush, a slight coming together, and he gets a yellow card. And just 2 minutes ago, you've got a hack on Rio Hatate and nothing given. Then a slight clip on passing. I think it was Tavernier who dived to the floor. Another yellow for another Celtic player, John.
Aye. Rio had him in his back pocket again.
Mm-hmm.
No Rio Daizen.
Daizen, yeah.
But Hatate was hacked again. Just the build up to Celtic's penalty, by the way. That was another hack on the halfway line. He was getting hacked the whole game. Rio Hatate. They've identified Rio as a threat. He's the best player in Scotland. Look, we know that. If he stays injury free, he's going to go for big money, Rio Hatate. He's just an outstanding talent, and they've identified that. They know he's a threat. And God help them if Callum McGregor had been playing for the start and fit, because Celtic would have wiped the floor with him a day.
Yeah, Callum didn't look fit when he came on, but we'll get to that, John. So that It's no yellow there. Sorry, a yellow for absolute nothing, John. We move on. Maeda's bout. So he's Beaton's trying to eliminate as many Celtic players out of the game as he possibly can by dishing out these yellow cards. Then there's a head injury to Yang, John. This is really disgraceful. A clear head knock to Yang in the middle of the park. He lying on the floor in agony with a head knock, and the referee waves play on for Rangers to have another attack, and he only stops the game, and the attack breaks down. Disgusting, John. For Beaton, disgusting.
Oh, well, you're supposed to stop the game instantly if it's a head knock. The big Suter had a head knock, quite a bad one, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember him stopping the game for him either, right enough. I think that was part of a clearance for Liam Scales. But I just look, Beaton's just a bad referee. In general, he's just a bad referee. And I heard Brendan Rodgers saying yesterday in his press conference that he's one of your top referees. Where are you getting that for, Brendan? You try to sweet talk him before a derby match, because Brendan will know as much as we do. He is a very, very bad referee.
Yeah, and the Rangers player one, John, you were talking about there, the big defender who had the cut head. John, that was a 50-50 with Scales in the box. And the next phase of play, John, as soon as the ball went out of play, he was off for treatment. So, who was against Sutter? Sutter wasn't down on the floor, John. He wasn't down injured. He just played on. And the next phase of play, he walked off the park to get treatment. So the referee didn't know. The referee didn't know he was down with a head knock, but he knew that Yang was down with a head knock. Anyway, moving on.
By the way, fair play to Big Suter for no rolling about the grunt and all that stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He just got on with the game, so fair play to him for that.
Yeah. 83rd minute, John, another dive. Lundstrom this time gives them another opportunity to punt the ball into the box. That punt into the ball results on Celtic breaking up the park. Ball falls to Callum McGregor, and he gives that slack pass, John. Very slack pass to Yang. Rangers player intercepts it, and they score for it, didn't they? That's 2 each. So, slack for McGregor, John. I don't think he was quite fit the day, was he? Fit enough for a game like that today?
Nah, I should have just kept him on the bench. I think he should have kept the midfield 3 on to the end, to be honest with you. Kept Callum on the bench, kept him fresh for the next game, you know. Didn't need to bring him on, especially if he's in a vulnerable state, which he is. I just think that was a bad move for Brendan, bringing Callum on.
Yeah.
If he's no fit to start, Brendan knows he's no fit to start.
Yeah.
So just keep him fresh for the next game. The midfield was open okay, I thought. So
yeah, so did I, John. I thought Awata was having a good game. He could have, instead of bringing on McGregor, could have brought on Bernardo. But he's made his choices. He's brought on Yang and McGregor. And then within 2 minutes, we go in front again, John, and it's Adam Maeda in the 88th minute, John. It's a low shot underneath the goalkeeper for about 18 yards. We get that. We go ahead again, John. We're in heaven again. There's only 2 minutes to go plus added time. 3-2 to Celtic. But of course, the referee adds on nearly 9 minutes of injury time, John, didn't he? So, but 3-2 up at this point.
Aye, nice wee finish for Adam Maeda. That's good of him that he's scoring in the bigger matches as well.
Yeah.
So aye, no, good, nice wee finish, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Puts us, at this point, 2 minutes to go. You don't really realise he's going to add on nearly 10 minutes of injury time. So you're quite happy. There's only a few minutes to go plus injury time. But of course, the board goes up, John. I think it was 8 or 9 minutes added on. And Matondo, there's enough time for Matondo in the 94th minute, John, to get his equaliser. So finishes 3-3 then. 3-3. Rangers players are parting with a draw at Ibrox with no away fans, John. A draw, which actually puts Celtic in the driving seat, because if we win the remaining 6 games, we've won the league.
Aye, well, they're not going to come to Celtic Park and beat Celtic. There's no chance that Rangers team's going to beat Celtic at Celtic Park with 60,000 fans and a full team. They're not going to do it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Celtic's a far superior team. Like, the referee handed them a free penalty. If it wasn't for that, they'd have been nowhere in that game. to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's exactly. Totally agree, John. Totally agree. They were going nowhere until they got their get out of jail card, their usual get out of jail card, penalty to Rangers. I mean, there's channels and everything called penalty to Rangers. You know, they've actually got channels called that. But if we can win the league this year, John, win the remaining 6 games, we've won the league with a season of injured players, a full season of injured players. That would be some achievement, wouldn't it?
I think a lot of people don't take that into consideration. I know I says it earlier, but we've not had a full team for the whole season. We've struggled with players this season, try to get a team together. And that's been Celtic's downfall this season, and the main reason why they're so close to us in the league. That and the penalties and all that they get, of course. But like Celtic's a far superior team, Xander. A far, far superior team. And I'm surprised that game wasn't finished at half time, to be honest with you. I'm shocked we didn't get it 5-0 at half time.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it, John? Wasteful. We were quite wasteful, but also brilliant at the same time in the first half. I don't know if we tried to hold on to it in the second half. It was the wrong thing to do if that was the case. I don't know. Of course, that penalty just it swings the full game, doesn't it? It changes the atmosphere in the stands, changes everything really, doesn't it? That simple diving, cheating penalty. You know what I mean? It's actually quite funny when you look at it. This guy looks like Wurzel Gummidge diving about, winning penalties inside the box. Referees.
He looks a bit like that big guy who used to play for him, Lewis Moshney.
Oh, Moshney, aye. I remember him, aye. Is that the guy the Aberdeen fan punched? Is it? I can't remember.
Oh, I can't remember. Aberdeen fans are quite famous for punching Seth Conans, isn't they? Andy Cameron at Ibrox.
That's right. Yeah.
Do you remember that? I think he was singing a song at the time. And an Aberdeen fan ran on the pitch and hooked him.
Aye. Well, Wurzel's won a penalty, John. He's dived, he's cheated, he's won a penalty. They've cheated their way to a point, but the ball is in our court now, John. We've got St Mirren up next on Saturday. A chance to go 4 points clear because they don't play Sunday, John. Obviously, they've got Dundee. They've got Dundee on the Wednesday. So I was looking at Dundee's result yesterday, actually, and it's their first defeat in 5, John, just before they play Rangers.
Aye, Motherwell, that's right. I seen that. But look, they've got to go away up to Dens Park. Probably a cold, wet and windy Wednesday night. The hard game for them, Xander, even though Dundee lost. I mean, it's no good that they lost that game. That's kind of relying on Dundee a wee bit.
Yeah.
Trying days a wee kind of maybe days a wee favour, but we'll see what happens. We'll just wait and see.
Well, I was looking at it, John. Dundee, if Dundee get a point, they're guaranteed a top 6 place. So that goes in our favour slightly, I suppose, doesn't it?
Oh, Dundee will fight for it. You know, they'll want to be in that top 6. They'll want to be in there. They'll want to be. There's more money for a start for Dundee. Mm-hmm. Whether they can get a place in Europe or no, I don't know. But they want to be in the top 6, so they will fight for it. Yeah,
they'll fight. They'll fight for that top 6. Absolutely, they will. But so we can only hope for a wee slip up there. But even if they don't, we win on Saturday, John. We go back to the top of the league. And I know I've said it a few times already. Win 6 games, John. I know it's easier said than done, but win these remaining 6 games in the league. We're champions again.
Aye, absolutely, aye. Look, we've got our team back. It's no good that Callum McGregor made an appearance today when he probably really shouldn't have. It's not the right game to bring a player back after he's been injured with an Achilles injury, you know.
Yeah.
I noticed the pizza boy was in the crowd today. Southgate. Who was he watching? He watching Butland or something?
Yeah, he's watching Butland, yeah. The pizza boy. That was... and you're going to remember as well, John, that a defeat today and we had to rely on other teams. We don't need to rely on other teams as it stands.
No, we need to win 6 games. As simple as that. So it's going to be hard, isn't it? It's going to be a very, very, very difficult thing to do. But we're a full team. Fairly confident, Xander. Fairly confident. No overly. Fairly confident.
Yeah, I'm not overly either, but I'm confident, John. We said yesterday on yesterday's podcast or the day before, no worse than a draw. And we come out there, we go to Ibrox with no fans, John, and everything else, Beaton, etc., VAR, everything else, 50,000 screaming Rangers fans, and we come out of there with a very respectable draw. I know we should have won the game. They should have been out of sight in the first half, but it's in our hands. It's in our hands, and we can do it. Absolutely, we can do it. Let's quickly run through some player ratings, John, because I think the players deserve it because the first half was just outstanding today. So 1 to 10 player ratings, John. On you go.
Hard to do that after that result. I'm just going to base it on the first half, Xander. Second half was a no-go, really. I usually do it over the full 90 minutes, but the second half was basically, that penalty killed it for me. So here goes on. Now, I'll just go right through it for the full game.
Right.
Joe Hart let in 3 goals, still had a decent game, pulled off 2 great saves in a row, commanded his box, distribution was good. 7 for Big Joe, I think. Don't think there's much you could have done about any of the goals, to be honest with you, but
No.
7 for Joe. Carter Vickers and Scales. Carter Vickers probably the better. Edged it. 7 for Carter Vickers, 5 for Liam Scales. So he looked very nervous under.
Right.
He had a burst face as well at one point. Liam Scales, I noticed.
Yeah, he didn't even need to go off for treatment. That's how brave he is. Your man Suter had to go off, but Big Scales had a burst face and just played on. So yep, on you go, Jack.
I'll give him a 5 because I thought he looked very, very nervy. Big Liam Scales today.
Right.
Greg Taylor. He was 6 for Greg Taylor. Alistair Johnson, I thought, had another good game. Should never have been booked. I'll give him a 7. Centre of the park. Iwata, decent game. 6.5. Half decent game, I thought. It's hard to do this, Xander, because it's their 2 halves, you know. Because I thought they all had great numbers for the first half. But overall, I thought I'll give Iwata a 6.5, maybe a 7 actually. But 7 for Iwata. He got subbed, didn't he? He played all right up until he got subbed.
Yeah.
Mattarelli, decent game, I thought. 7 for Mattarelli.
Yeah, one of his better games today.
Real Hitati, outstanding again, Xander. 8.5 for Real.
Yeah.
Maeda kept the penalty boy quiet, I thought, most of the game. 7.5.
Yeah.
Kyogo did a hell of a lot of running about. Never really done much with it. A couple of wee chances he had. 6.5 for Kyogo.
Yeah.
And Kuhn basically fell away from the game after they get booked. 5.5.
He did, yeah. All right, John, I'll give you a quick run through my scores. Joe Hart, because you lost the 3 goals, give him a 6. Greg Taylor, 6.5. Alistair Johnson, 8. Carter Vickers, 7.5. Liam Scales, 7. Iwata, I thought he was brilliant again, John. I'm giving him an 8. I thought he was brilliant. A couple of these stray passes for a throw in a couple of times, but apart from that, the boy was brilliant. Rio Hitati, excellent again, 8.5. Matt O'Reilly, 8. Daizen Maeda, 7.5. Thought he was unplayable at times in the game. Kyogo, 6.5. He done his usual running about, but it was. Did you see the one he shut down the goalkeeper? He was unlucky there, wasn't he? The one he shut down the goalkeeper. He was so unlucky there. But apart from that, he just did his usual running about. Young Kyogo, didn't he? And Kuhn, 5 on the right, as you say. Once he was booked, John, that was him at the game, wasn't it?
Aye. No, that's listening to him. Fair enough. I thought Kyogo did have a good game, by the way, without doing too much in the way of hitting chances on target. But he did have a good game. The closing down that he was doing, he did put the defence under a lot of pressure under keeper. So he did have a good game, Kyogo. But apart from
his running was immense, isn't it, John? He just never stopped running. He was taken off as a substitute for Ida. His running was brilliant, wasn't it?
It was. Like I says, he did have a good game. But who's your man of the match, Xander?
The actual man of the match, because every Celtic player played better than Rangers. They were dogged and threw the ball into the box, didn't they? That was all they really did, and hope for the best there. Celtic's skill and ability on the ball was second to none. Their pace, their shutting down, everything else. it was good to see them back to that in the first half of the day. So I'll give the man of the match to Rio Hatate.
A good man. Likewise for me, Xander. I thought look, they know Rio's the best player in Scotland, and they were out to get him the day. They were out to hack him and get him off the park. The countless amount of times he was hacked down and nothing gave for it.
Yeah.
What a player Rio Hatate is, Xander. Honestly, is he probably the best player in Scotland in the past, 15 years?
He's. It's just his injuries have hampered him at Celtic. Even last season he was injured a few times. So get him injury free, get him a season with no injuries. John played full seasons. He's got to win Player of the Year every year, isn't he?
He's an outstanding talent. If we had him for the start, if we had our whole team for the start of the season, I can't see any team would have beat us, Xander. With Rio Hatate and that, Carl McGregor, Carter Vickers. Our best players have been out injured. That's been the problem. But Rio Hatate, he's just an outstanding talent. Outstanding, out of this world. And I'm just glad he's at Celtic, and let's hope he can finish this season without another injury. That would be a godsend. Really, if we can do that, finish this season with all your best players in, we can win that league easily, I think.
Yeah, he was kicked off the park of the John and walked off. So maybe they've been working on that, possibly, John. Maybe the medical team at Celtic have been working on his injuries, because he was booted up in the park of the John and walked off. So that's a good sign. Quick mention on the competition: 3H were looking for the correct score to win the Celtic Forever Zippo lighter, and nobody got it right, John. No surprise there.
No, I was going to bring that up. I don't know if anybody predicted the correct score, but look, nobody was going to predict 3 each. Although these games do happen now and again, it was never a 3 each, Sander. That penalty just totally turned the game around. That game was at half time 2-0, going on 10-0.
Yeah, it was. And John, the turning point for me was the Maeda miss to make it 3-0. I said at the time, John, that Beaton will come back to haunt us, and it came back to haunt us.
Aye, Mattarelli as well, Xander. He should have put that header away.
Yeah, I put that doing a good save, John. I know what you're saying. He could have buried it, but it's a decent save, isn't it? But I think they made a chance, John. I think it was clearer, nobody near him, and hits it right at the goalkeeper, right in the middle, and all he had to do was pick a side.
Aye, exactly. Aye. Look, all we can say about that game is the happiest fans tonight are the Sevco fans. Without a doubt, they're the happiest fans. They've got a draw at their own ground with 50,000 fans and a Rangers supporter referee, and they're delighted with it. That says it all.
That does say it. Because if you'd have won the day, John, their season was over. If you would have won the day, their season is over. And I think their season is still over. But, that gives them something to climb onto.
Aye. Well, I was watching a few videos after the game, Brendan Rodgers interview and all that, and the comments were full of happy Sevconians, shall we say. They're all delighted with it, they're all loving it. They're all smiley faces after their comments with tears coming out their eye faces and all that. They're loving it. They're loving a draw at their own ground.
Yeah, that's it, John. And the way I tell that their fans only happy is not one firework was set off tonight. So they know they've thrown away a chance there, John, to more or less guarantee winning that league. So well done to the Celtic players. Before we move on to the comments, well done to the Celtic players for going to Ibrox in that toxic atmosphere and coming out of there with a very respectable draw, John. Although we should have been out of sight at the end of the first half.
Aye. Well, we've been through all that. We should have been out of sight in the first half. Simple as that. But well done to Silva for his diving. It was kept me entertained and laughing all through the game. I thought that was funny. That was it's not the diving, it was the rolling about if somebody breathed near him.
Yeah.
Holding his leg and doing 10 rolls to the left, 5 to the right, and then, he's knocking players there and all that, like Skittles. Guy just said, where did they get this guy for?
Aye, that was quite funny. Went to 10 out of 10 for the entertainment there anyway, because I was having a wee laugh at it myself.
I tell you what, it's a disgrace to football. And he was linked with Celtic, and I'm so glad that thing didn't end up at Celtic, because I'd have been calling for him to get him at the club if that's the way he plays every game. I don't know if he plays like that in every game. But that guy is just an absolute disgrace to the game of football he's under.
Aye, he's an embarrassment, John. He is. And Big Sutton, he called him out, didn't he? Even when the decision was going to VAR for the penalty, Big Sutton was still calling him out. So that goes to show you how much it wasn't a penalty. Big Sutton's sitting there watching the replays and still saying it's a dive. So anyway.
Well, apparently the other Wuzzle Gummidge Cantwell was having a go at McGregor at the end.
Oh, was he? Right, okay. Right. No, I didn't see that, John. Didn't see that.
What kind of team has two Wuzzle Gummidges in it anyway? You know what I mean?
No, it was quite funny. It was quite funny watching Silver rolling about there. But anyway, John, it's 3-8, John. We've got it in our hands now, John. A defeat. We had to rely on teams like Hearts. There's no way it was going to happen. So it's in our heart. It's in our hearts. It's in our hands, John. It's in our hands. We can only throw it away now. The biggest stumbling block is beating them at Celtic Park, 60,000 Celtic fans. So bring it on. That's what I say.
Aye, bring it on. Aye. I know. I hope all the Sefco fans are all proud of their wee guy that rolls about the grass.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like something out of cartoons under. All it was missing was like the spinning noise of a lawnmower or something like that, cutting the grass. It was just a laugh, man. What an absolute jokey a player that is. Yeah, I'm sure his family are all proud of him and his Sefco fans are all proud of him. Imagine him at Celtic. He'd be hounded by the Celtic fans.
Well, there's a reason why he didn't go to Celtic, isn't there, John? And that reason was shown in display today.
He's rotten.
All right, mate. I'm going to mention the competition for next week. I know it's maybe the Celtic fans don't want to hear it because we should have won the game today, but I'll mention it anyway. Very simple. What's the correct score going to be against St Mirren on Saturday? One guess each, everybody, into the comments section to win the Celtic Forever ballpoint pen there. So good luck with everybody with that. Get your guesses into the comments. One guess each. What's the correct score going to be against St Mirren on Saturday, John? I think we'll leave the comments for this week, yeah?
All right, I thought you were doing them. I just brought them up.
You want to do a few? I go for a few, John. On you go.
You always get a laugh at the comments. We would never sell a club. Huge game on Sunday with so much on the line, and I would be very disappointed if we don't come away from Ibrox with at least a draw. And the only thing that could stop us from winning is cheating Beaton. And that's exactly
my God. That guy's can look into the future. Who is it, John?
We would never sell a club.
We would never sell a club. It just hit the nail on the head with absolutely every word to that comment there, John. He got it right. He got it right. Well done. Good comment.
Aye, that's a good prediction. That I'm sure you must have dreamt that up or something like that, like Nostradamus, the great predictor, or whatever. That's because you just basically told us the whole game. He just told us the whole game. So thanks for that. We would never sell a club.
Yeah, well done.
I think that's. I don't know if that's Paul McComb. Let me just check that. Paul McComb. He said Kyogo 15-2. That's a gimme for the first goal. He didn't score though, did he?
He was unlucky, the boy. But he had a couple of chances to score the first goal. No, he didn't, because we scored early, didn't we? But he had a couple of chances to score, didn't he? So but we're off the mark for that one. 24 seconds, John. Is that a record? Some sort of record for the fastest goal?
I think it was. I think it was about 20 seconds under. I think at the time I looked at the clock after the shock, I looked at it and it was at 24 seconds. So I think it was actually about 21 seconds.
There must be some sort of record. It must be it's definitely a record for a Glasgow derby, I'm sure.
It's got to be in it. I'll tell you what, I watched it on Rangers TV and the penalty, and the Celtic's penalty with the elbow.
Aye.
Big, what's his name? Big Eaty Breed. Hit it with his elbow and it came off Liam Scales' arm.
Yeah.
And that wee Rangers TV guy. That's hit Scales. That's hit Scales' arm.
That was quite good, John. That was quite good. I like that.
That wee guy knows nothing about football, by the way. He's just a wee guy that goes to the Orange Lodge every Thursday or whatever. pulls his trouser leg up and then goes home and does whatever he does. But he knows not.
If that guy thinks it wasn't a penalty because it hit Scales after it hit Golson, then he shouldn't even be commentating on Rangers TV.
He did say that. He says, I mean, it is after the fact. It is after the fact, but it's arm.
All right, mate. I'm going to cut this and put that on at the start.
Oh, it was hilarious. Watch it. I don't know if you watched Rangers. It was on. I put Celtic TV on, and for some reason it was Rangers TV commentary. That's how.
You had to put it on the other Celtic TV channel to get the Celtic TV, John. So there was 2 Celtic TV channels. Don't get anything away here. But if you'd have clicked on the second one, it was Celtic TV. But I watched it on Sky.
You'll be glad that I watched it on the Rangers TV. It was hilarious. You always guaranteed a laugh going into there, I'll tell you that.
Aye. Definitely.
That wee guy's quite funny. He is. He cracks me up.
Aye, the wee guy in the commentary. Aye.
I don't know what his name is, but he's quite funny. You can just tell he's the Masonic Lodge every Thursday, you know.
Aye.
He's just not.
Aye.
Anyway, where are we?
That was entertaining.
Aye, that's funny, man. That's funny. If I took it into the game, apart from Silver rolling about cutting the grass, and that wee guy's commentary was hilarious, man.
Aye, it's good. That's good. Entertainment.
Aye. Udif says, dreading this game with Beaton being the ref. Had it not been for him, I'd be more confident.
Right. Well, if it wasn't for Beaton, John, they wouldn't have got their chance to get back into the game, would they? So, another good point for you, Deef, there. That's me bang on. 2-0 up, cruising. There's a penalty. You're back in the game.
Aye. Anyway, Roseanne says, I'm going for a walk.
John, sorry to interrupt. Buddy, right? Get to Roseanne's point in a wee minute.
Right.
If it's a penalty, John, fair enough. If it's a deserved penalty and it's a foul in the box and they deserve a penalty, then fair enough. They score their goal and they're back in the game. That's fair enough, isn't it, John? But the fact of the matter is they've got the penalty under total dubious play, football play, cheating, diving. It just makes things 100 times worse for the Celtic supporters.
Aye, look, it is sickening when that happens. I looked at the replays and I'm thinking, is that a penalty? And I'm thinking, Alistair Johnson's actually pulled his leg away from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, you see him, he's deliberately pulled his leg away from him and he's went flying as if somebody's hacked him from behind.
Yeah.
He actually dived, like an Olympic swimmer.
Aye.
No, it's not a penalty for me. That's never a penalty for me. But if it was a penalty, a clear-cut penalty, you say fair enough, it's a penalty, nothing you can do about it.
That's my point.
Penalty.
Yeah, that's my point, John. That's my point. It's if they're back in the game under normal circumstances, fair play and all the rest of it, then fair enough. But the fact that they've had to cheat to get back into the game, and that's what stings.
Aye, stings all right, but
sorry, John, what was Roseanne said?
Oh, anyway, Roseanne says, I'm going for a walk when the game's on and just pray for a good 2-0 for the Celts. But a draw will do. So most people were, come on, anyway, she says, come on, lads, let's get this over the line. So a lot of people were happy to take a draw the Daizen. I mean, included this. I says that the last podcast.
Yeah, you did. And I agreed with you. I was confident I won. I've got to admit, but I was happy with a draw. Anything other than a defeat, I'd be happy. And we got the draw. So, yeah. Good comment, Roseanne. Thanks for that.
Thanks for that, Roseanne. I hope you're back for your walk. Well, I'm sure you're back by now. It's nearly 7 o'clock. Let's see. James Doran says, turn up and we win. Simple as that. Even with cheating beating on the park, 2-1 Celtic. A lot of people thought 2-1. Yeah,
do you know something, John? That's another good comments tonight. I was going to do the comments as well. But turn up, we win. We turned up in the first half. We were 2-0 up. Another great comment. But we didn't turn up in the second half. So you can't turn up. You can't turn up for half a game, John. You just can't, especially in a Glasgow derby.
No. You've got to play for the 90 minutes. But I'm happy enough with the draw. It's a result that suited Celtic. So, but a win would have been that so much sweeter, Xander.
Aye, of course. But sometimes these games, you know, they turn out, like I think you said earlier in the podcast there, John, that you get these games 3-3, 4-4. You know, sometimes you do get them. But another good comment there, John. That was another good comment. We turned up, we win the game, but we turned up for the first half. We won the first half. So a good comment. But it was just one of the games, wasn't it? It was one of the, you know, end to end, especially the second half, letting them back in it, finishing 3-3. It's one of the ones they put down as a classic, but for me, it wasn't a classic. It was there was cheating involved, so it can't be a classic.
No, it wasn't a classic at all. I didn't think it was anywhere close to a classic.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't look like one of the games that was going to be 3 each, put it that way.
No, definitely not. No.
It was Celtic playing about with them. And then the wee dive and cheat kind of just turned it around. That's all it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But anyway, Michelle Stewart, I don't know if I read Michelle's comment out already, but I think I did. But just in case I didn't, because I can't remember. My guess is 2-1 to Celtic. Come on the hoops. Thanks for that. Michelle, no heard you for a long time, by the way, Michelle. I hope you're keeping okay.
Yeah, Michelle, I hope you're keeping well, because we know you weren't feeling that well in the recent past there. So hopefully your health is okay, Michelle. And just bear in mind, Michelle, that result gives us a great chance of winning the league. So a lot of people said 2-1 in the competition, John. There was a lot of entries as well. So unlucky to everybody in the competition.
Aye, well, I hadn't heard from Michelle for a long time, so it's good to hear from you, Michelle. Thanks for your comment, pal. Always good to hear from you. Then next up was her husband, Collins. Collins says 3-1 the Celts. Hail, hail. Good to hear from you as well, Collins. No heard for you for a long time. Sometimes that's a good thing when it comes to me, because you're always having a wee dig.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, I predicted 2-0, right? And it was 2-0, John, right into the middle of the second half until the dive to get the penalty. So I was thinking a good chance of 2-0 here until the dive. So the dive also ended my score prediction and a lot of other people's.
Aye. My prediction was 1-0. I thought this prediction's out the window now. Last year, I thought I sat down and the ball was in the net. So that's my prediction at the window.
It was 24 seconds and there was a goal scored already. But you've seen you've seen the games, John, where the goal gets scored early and it finishes 1-0. You've seen that plenty of times, but just wasn't to be today.
Well, let us know in the comments if it's the fastest ever derby match goal that's ever been scored. Because I don't remember one quicker than that.
I don't remember one quicker than that. No 21 seconds anyway.
No, the wee guy in Rangers TV I think he thought it was half an hour gone or something. He was the other place, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think he says 34 seconds. Like, nah, you're wrong here, mate.
No, he must be watching it in a dodgy link. It's about 20 seconds behind. So
that guy's funny. Anyway, thanks for your comment, Collins. But only it's always good to hear from you, mate.
Yeah, good to hear from you, Collins.
We would never sell our club, says 2-1 to Celtic with Kyogo and Kuhn to get on the sheet. None of them got on the sheet, but I thought we Kyogo played a great game today.
He played well. Could not so much. Could not so much. He was like a wee frightened boy in the headlights, if you like. I thought he just didn't. A couple of nice wee touches, wasn't there, if he couldn't, but I was expecting more, if I'm going to be honest.
Well, we did say he's not played in a big game yet. We'll see how he gets on in a big game, and I think he looked quite. I don't know. Like a wee boy caught in the headlights. I don't think didn't play well at all, did he?
No, it was the yellow card ended the game for him, John, right on the spot there. But you know, a couple of nice wee touches here and there, but nah, he's the yellow card ended that for him, John.
Aye. Well, James Doran also says, by the way, we have to silence the Ibrox crowd on Sunday. We did that in 20 seconds. Fantastic.
Yeah, totally silenced them for a full 50 minutes. So, yeah, good comment. Silenced within 24 seconds.
I'm sure I heard the cry was no. For God's sake.
They had the full catalogue of songs at the day, John. You know, this new hate crime law thing, 50,000 singing about, what they sing about. I don't have to mention it. The hate crime law doesn't apply in Glasgow. Let's put it that way.
No, look, it's hard to police a hate crime law in a Glasgow derby.
No,
it's no.
That's it. No. And I wouldn't expect them to police a law like that anyway. It's the Rangers fans have been singing these songs for years, so don't expect anything different, do you?
The nice wee family traditional songs that they sing.
The wee family numbers you sing at Christmas and that, you know the ones we're talking about.
I know exactly.
Yeah. All right, John. Anywhere?
Last comment goes to Paul McComb. He predicted 3-1 to Celtic.
Okay, all right. Unlike everybody with your predictions, it was one of the games you were never going to get it right. So enter this week's competition. Give yourself a better chance because St Mirren's going to be a tough game, John. That's not going to be easy, is it?
No, isn't it? No. By the way, Paul McComb says it's good to be nervous in these games. He's buzzing, and then you says in your reply, when you're an old man, it's dangerous.
That's so true, isn't it? It felt dangerous today watching that second half. I tell you, I think my heart was going about 100 miles an hour watching these goals flying into the net when we were cruising in the first half. Anyway, I survived it, John.
You're not an old man, you try to kid.
Aye, well, old enough.
Old enough, not enough to be sitting on the couch clutching your heart.
Well, younger men than me have clutched their heart, John. But no, that was a hard watch the second half, wasn't it, John? So, as I say, St Mirren, John, Saturday, we touch on that. We touch on Saturday's game. St Mirren flying. I think they won at the weekend as well. So, in fact, no, John, St Mirren got beat at the weekend. So, we're looking for a comfortable, confident win on Saturday.
Aye, look, we're going to have a full team. And look, the biggest heartwarming thing of the day for me is Rio Hitati survived that game, although he was getting kicked up and down the park. That's tremendous news that he survived that, because that's a good sign, Xander, for me, that he's not going to be picking up many more niggly injuries.
Yeah, good point, John. And one more point before we go. Awata, John, as you look at Callum today, he looked leggy, didn't he? He looked quite slow. Awata is he going to start the next few games, do you think, in this running?
I don't think so. No, McGregor's back. I don't think he's no going. Nobody's going to push Mattarelli out the team. I think he's one of Brendan's favourites.
Mm-hmm.
He did have a good game the day, mind you. But it comes St Mirren next week. I'm looking for a comfortable Celtic win. Full steam ahead, Celtic. Go for the jugular. Finish the game off early. I'm looking at a nice, comfortable win for Celtic here next week, Xander. But we'll see what happens. Look, you don't just turn up and win games. If nobody's got any divine right to just win a game, you've got to earn it. Celtic's got to go out there and earn it. Play like it's a cup final. Get that one out of the way.
Okay. All right, John. We'll obviously be back in midweek. We'll have a wee news roundup, and then we'll be back on Friday or Saturday with the preview of the St Mirren game as well, John. So that's what we're up to this week, if you like. Any final comments, John, before we call it a
day? No, 2-0. I was comfortable. I thought this is going to be comfortable for Celtic. We're going to come out in the second half. It might not be as good, but we'll put in a solid defensive performance. But up steps the Olympic gold diver and totally turns the game around, and just, I'm not going to say it ruins it for all the Celtic fans, but I think a win, I'd have been shouting right now, the league's over, it's yours. But now it's down to, I don't know, still in their own hands, isn't it? Still in their own hands. We can still win it. Can we win the next 6 games? I definitely think so, Xander. Positive. I think we can win every game that's coming.
All right, John. All right. Yeah, I totally agree. I think we'll win the next 6 games and we'll be champions come May. All right, John, that wraps it up. Thanks, everybody, for viewing, listening, watching. Hit like, hit subscribe, share as well if you can on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you possibly can. Just share the channel. the YouTube strike ends either tonight or tomorrow, so the channel will be back to normal. That's good news as well. And we'll catch you all in midweek. All right, John, thanks a lot for that, buddy. Hail, hail.
Hail, hail, Xander. Speak to you later, mate.
Speak to you later, pal.